Question number 4. To highlight customer support team that they have been working on a critical case, it was decided to show a message in bold on the case page when high critical case is created. As a system admin, how do you accomplish this task? We got four options. One is to use rich text component on the Lightning page. The other one is to have a developer build a Lightning component and add it to the Lightning page. The third one is using a workflow, update critical message field. The fourth one is adding a label component on Lightning page. So if you just take a look at all the four options, it seems all the four, or it appears all the four options are correct. Let's take a closer look and then let's first, take the hard ones out and then we'll just do a quick demo and then see which would be the right answer in this case, right? So if you take a closer look at the question, right? It says we want to show a message in bold on the page, right? On the case page, correct? Especially for the high critical cases, not for the other cases, right? So which means there is more than one case type present in the system. So that's the first observation. Number two, we wanted to show the message in bold. That's the second observation. Now, if you take a look at the all the four options, right? Start from I'll just start from option C. Create a workflow and update critical message. Well, yeah, it is possible, but the point is right. When you create a field again, right? So this one we have to write workflow automation to update the critical message field, isn't it? So this may not, help all the time. As in, it it will certainly work. It will certainly work, but it requires some additional effort from the system administrator, isn't it? As in, he has to create a workflow and then have a custom field added on the screen, right? Added on the screen, and then update the message, based on the record type, right? So this is possible, but may not be, appropriate in this case. So let's take another look at, option D. So option D says add a label component on the Lightning page. Yeah. So this is also fine, but a label component, can show only the plain text, right? Not, message in bold because this requires, rich text editing, correct? So it seems option A, is the right answer, but let's cross check that as well. Let's look at option B. So we just discussed option C and D, may not be appropriate. Option B, have a developer build a Lightning component. It could be Aura or Lightning Web component, right? And add it to the bit. Certainly it works. Certainly, it helps to show message in bold, right? But again, it requires, additional effort and a developer, has to be there to get the Lightning component created, right? But let's find the appropriate solution, to this problem. Yeah. So it seems the option A, is the right one, but let's cross check that. To demonstrate that, what I've just done is, right, I've just created a couple of record types because we are talking about high critical cases, right? Only for high critical cases, we have to show the message, isn't it? So there are two types of, cases possible in the R. One is the critical case, the other one is, severity 2 to severity 4 case type. Okay. So there are two separate processes, support processes and two separate, record types. So when I go back to the case list view and then I try to create a case, right? So let's say I'll create a case type, of severity 2 to severity 4. Let's go and then try to create one. So I'll just say subject as so 4 type user login issue. This is not a high severity problem. So now this is not a high severity case, right? So as you can see, we have the details and knowledge, all such things available. Let's keep this one open. Let me just duplicate this tab. And let me try to create another case of type critical case. Yeah, let's go and then see. So the subject on the top, it says customer facing website is down. Yeah, this seems to be, a high critical case, right? So perfect. For now, let me just leave everything and then just say save. And now you can see this, right? There is a message on the page, right on the case page layout. It indicates that this is a critical case and just keep keep posting updates, for every 30 minutes. So this is the expectation. This is the expectation, right? And how did we, how did we do this or accomplish this as an admin, right? Without writing a workflow, without creating, a Lightning Web Component, right? So the answer is using rich text. For example, if I go and then try to edit this page, right? So as you can see, you have a lot of standard components, right? We do have a component called rich text. Yeah. So this is the component that is used right here. So as you can see, the rich text component, this is where you can just, configure the message which you wanted to, show on the screen to the user. And most importantly, once you configure this, right, I want this particular component to be visible only for cases having the record type critical case, right? So just added a component visibility where you have this case record type checked as against the name critical. So only for critical cases this will appear. For other case types, right, this won't appear. This way you can manage the visibility. Okay, number two. So number one, using rich text without doing much complex automations, right, we can still able to achieve the desired output, which is showing a message only for critical case types. So let me just go back. Let's take a look at the question again. Yeah. So we are right now showing message in bold, correct? And only for high critical cases alone, right? Using rich text component on the page, right? So that's why option A is the right answer.